We're back. Welcome back to the last event of day one. Technically, we're seeing it. We're seeing
and just the beginning of day two.
Exactly. I'm joined by the lovely Cupcake.
That's
My
me.
name is Gubbins, if you didn't know. And joining us are some friends in Mumble. How are you doing, guys, in Mumble?
Hi.
Hello. We're doing pretty good.
Who have we got there? Would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm
Sure.
Kidder.
Well, probably go from the top. So we have Kiddo, we have Fishy. Who else do we have? We have Mac, but I don't think he's talking. I'm Scotch. We also have Shunix, Superchuck, Syro, and Zyke.
That's me.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the stream. So, I'm very excited.
I'm also very excited.
I love seeing people go up to a height and then go forwards and then do funky stuff.
If they go forwards quickly, it's even more interesting.
So
I'm all with you.
what do we have to look forward to? A range of...
I believe, having
talented-
briefly spoken to Matt, there's going to be there's going to be some races. There's going to be some map showcases. There's going to be a lot of good stuff. Some soldiers, some demo. But I suppose these guys know better. So, what exactly have you got in store?
Well, actually, the first thing we have is a completely new map. No one has ever seen this map before.
Hugs.tf
And-
exclusive!
It's coming from the legendary British map maker, Shunix.
That's me.
So very exciting.
So Shunix, can you give us a rundown of this map? What was your inspiration for it?
Jump Saw. The best jump map of all time. By far.
So if anyone's not too familiar with jumping, Jump Saw is it's an absolute classic of a map. It's very old, but it still holds up to Shunix's very high standards, very high mapping standards. So he's gone ahead and used that as inspiration for this new map.
So this is going to be pretty interesting because this is a pretty long map. I think like 30 jumps, something like that.
Yeah, 30 jumps, exactly.
And it's pretty hard as well. So it's going to be a lot of time for a lot of time for talk, I think.
A lot of fails.
So I've actually never seen this map before, and straight away I really like the texturing. I think it's pretty unique.
It's a lot of blocks, and I like it.
It's this map has this map's really interesting because like it's not too many like super long hard maps have like come out that are actually really interesting. There's a lot of like kind of gimmicky things, but this map doesn't feel too gimmicky to me. This is just a cool one.
Yeah, like the hard jumps are just hard, not gimmicky at all. It like
Feels
takes
kinda
skill to be, not luck.
Yeah, it's kind of what Saw was like, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
So Saw had a lot of sort of really trend-setting jumps. I mean, you can see how much inspiration people sort of use for Saw. There's plenty of maps that incorporate some of the jumps in some way or another. But I don't know if this map is the same. Shunix, do you have any opinion on that? Did you use any of the jumps as inspiration?
Oh yeah, I used a bunch of the jumps as an inspiration. Like nearly every jump is inspired by a sword jump in some way.
I feel like we forgot to mention that Jibo also made some jumps for this.
Oh yeah, Jaboba's
Alright.
an absolute legend himself. Bishir just joined. That's very
Yeah, we
exciting.
have
Cool
Bishir,
dog.
another host, Cool Dog, here in the Mumble.
Perhaps the oldest man alive. We don't know though.
Definitely the oldest jumper.
Hey man,
I
I'm just saying,
think,
let's do it for the dogs.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Bisha,
So-
of course, a big dog fan.
So it's actually pretty close right now, I think. I mean, Jibo's on 13, and Gado's coming up on 13 as well.
So, for those curious, the jump that Jibo is on at the moment is actually a bounce. So we can cover that in, I guess, a bit more depth later on if we come onto another bounce. But it's a very interesting technique. Not a lot of people outside of jumping would know what that is, because there's actually no real reason for you to use it in a normal TF2 game.
Well, there's no way to use it.
Yeah.
I guess the only comparison would be the Market Gardener B-Hops, where you can conserve the crit. It's the same concept, but essentially, like, the game thinks you're not touching the ground.
And
We can
because
look at
you're
that
not,
later.
it doesn't think you're touching the ground, you can avoid the teleport on the ground that normally sends you back to the start of the jump.
Yeah, that's right.
So, Shunix, how long have you been working on this map? Because it looks really good.
Well, we started it like 4 years ago, and then I kind of quit jumping, and then recently I got back into making it, but I probably spent like upwards of 200 hours on this.
I mean, it's a very, very cool map, that's for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, it shows. It's very refined. Looks
Effort
nice.
paid off.
Yeah. I think I actually remember seeing this map on your stream a while ago, but I think it had Egyptian textures. And nothing like this.
Yeah, I like these textures a lot, actually. This is kind of like kind of reminds me of like a few other maps that are maybe I'm thinking like Claustro a little bit, but you know,
Yeah,
this
that's
map's
what I
much
think
better
too.
Claustro. Or at least I enjoy it more than Claustro. You know, I don't want to make objective things like that. It's just straight up better.
I mean, both maps are good.
Yeah, this map's just a
really
little more
like
open.
Claustro.
I guess Claustro living up to its name is very claustrophobic. That's why a lot of people, I guess, probably Kidder included, for the reason why they don't like it.
You know, it's not so much about Claustro. It's this is Shunix's time. This is about
don't want to steal the limelight.
And Gubbins.
Of course. So, do you have any idea of who made what, or is it sort of too long ago?
It's kind of mixed up, and there was a lot of like collaboration on each jump. So
Ooh, the vent. Very solid.
Jibo going fast.
We love to see vents.
And then proceeds to go really slow.
Nah, speed shots are... He tried.
They're hard, dude. They're hard.
Speed shots of luck. I think that's pretty unanimous. Vents, of course, pure skill.
I think we're getting to the point in the map where it's going to start like being pretty challenging. We're going to see a lot more fails than we've been seeing as of yet.
Yeah, this is a really interesting jump. Very unique. It does sort of remind me a bit of Saw.
It
The
reminds
bonus
me
on
of
Sword.
the like Afterglow's jump, not Afterglow's, Aurora's jump of the week on Sword, one of the bonuses.
Yeah.
Oh, the like ancient.
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah, the old one.
So I guess you probably mentioned something that might be a bit unfamiliar for some people there. Jump of the week. Would anyone like to explain what that is?
Oh, where's Nick when you need him?
Yeah,
Okay.
where's our TF2RJ representative, Kidder? Hit us up.
Okay, that's me. Well, I don't know the full history of the TF2RJ channel, to be honest, because I feel like Nick or someone else would know a lot more. But TF2RJ is basically a channel that's been hosted for quite a while now, right? And it's basically we just have run of the weeks, which are like really really good soldier and demo runs on various maps, and jump of the week, which is trick jumps, which is like where people try to go for like really cool like. Just really, really cool things that they're a lot of fun to watch, but, maybe
Side note-
really hard to hit.
Side note about runs of the week, they're all world record runs.
Oh, yeah,
That's
sorry.
right.
At least at the time of them being uploaded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
run of the weeks are very likely to be beaten, especially when they're uploaded. It's not been uncommon where someone will get a run of the week and someone will just beat their time within a week or the same day.
Yeah, it's like seen as a challenge in a way.
Of course. Well, I think Run of the Week and Jump of the Week, they unfortunately no longer adhere to their sort of week.
Weekly schedule.
Yes, the idea
They
of it being
try.
on a weekly basis, but yeah.
One of the consequences of having such high standards for editing that is featured on all of the Run of the Week and Jump of the Weeks is it can be really demotivating sometimes for editors because of how much work that one edit will take.
We
But
recently
there's-
lost a very good editor. Crockett
Who's that? Ah, yeah.
Isn't
Very sad.
Crockett? Didn't he edit something for this?
No, he gave up. Lost motivation. The
Huh?
editing, it just proved your
Yeah.
point exactly.
And there's also pretty high standards for the runs as well, and sometimes there just isn't a really good run every single week. That
That
you
especially
actually...
goes for jumps.
Just
There was
yeah.
a time we just didn't have jumps for 3 weeks.
It just goes to show the level of quality content you will see on it, though.
Yeah,
Of
I
course. With all that said, if you are interested, head over to youtube.com/tf2rjweekly. And you can view all the high quality content we've been raving about.
I just want to add a dog of the week, wiener dog.
That's fair. Yeah, I agree with that actually.
That's good.
Good point, Bishir.
Bishir's a resident dog expert, and you know, he used to be quite big on TF2RJ Weekly.
Bishir had some classic run of the weeks, like run of the week number, I don't remember the number, but on Air Beta,
yeah, number
Koi.
4 or 5 or something on Air.
And for reference,
classic run.
we're up to like run of the week 200 something, so this was a good
232.
Yeah,
233.
4 years ago.
It is it's pretty interesting. Like if anyone, you know, watching this is interested to like look at like some of the original run of the weeks and then compare them to the later ones. It's interesting like the how far the standards have come. Not that those runs were bad for the time; they were very good for the time. But like you could just see the, I don't know, the level of player skill now is just crazy.
Yeah,
I think a
definitely.
good example of that is Koi. I think there have been 4 run of the weeks on Koi, and they've all had pretty huge improvements over each other.
I just want to take a moment to point out that the jump Jibo is on right now is very clearly inspired by jump 16 on Soar.
Yeah, it's literally an exact replica.
No, I've never seen this
including
jump before.
I think the ceiling is higher.
I don't know. It looks
So
about
they
the
have
same.
more room for.
This is the on Sword. This is the killer jump, and it looks like Jiba's having a little trouble as well.
Yeah, holding true to its name. Also killing this run.
I mean, Soar has a few killer jumps, but I definitely see that jump on Soar being the one that a lot of people get stuck on for a long time. Oh, and we have the vent fan as well. That's exciting. Also from Soar.
Well, actually, that's kind of good timing because speaking of Saw and TF2RJ Weekly, the most recent run of the week was probably one of the best runs on, well, no, the best run on Saw that anyone's ever done.
Absolutely,
that was done by Captain, right?
Yeah.
Captain, the professional TF2 gamer player that many of you are probably familiar of.
European TF2 player.
Yeah.
Big brain Europe.
Yeah, if any of you don't know, Captain and Starkey, they're, besides being really good at the normal game, they're also some of the top jumpers as, well, they're both very good at demo and soldier, and yeah, good at everything.
Yeah. Captain's like one of the, I mean, I'd say he's definitely one of the best soldiers, like, just pretty good map range, and also, like, he's really good at T6s.
What is a T6?
Oh, thanks for asking, Super Chuck.
You're welcome.
So we have a tier system as jumpers. You might be familiar with it from Surf as well. It's basically the same concept to decide how hard a map is and helps keeps things a little more organized than just having a relative difficulty list.
So the tiers go from 1 to 6, with 1 being the easiest, 6 being the hardest.
And what tier is this map?
Yeah, I mean, this map, it's looking 6 to me. This looks pretty tough.
I think it's a tier 5.
It's a tier 5.
You reckon? Alright.
I would think so.
It looks, I don't know.
It's fairly lengthy, but maybe it's spaced well. It's also something to
Come
consider.
on, 4 years in the making, it's gotta be spaced well. Right, Tunix?
That's 4 years of testing as well.
Yeah, non-stop. 4 years of non-stop mapping.
See,
Right,
this is
Tunix?
just an example of what high-quality standards we have in the jumping community, where maps will be tested and refined for 4 years straight.
No, like I had one that for 3 years, you know, Jump Foss, the classic.
Yeah, Super Chuck has many of his own classics. Jump Foss is definitely one of the
Classic
best.
is not necessarily a good thing, though.
I mean...
So,
I guess-
so we have 2 jumps left, or 3?
3.
How?
3 including this one.
Okay, and these look very hard.
Yeah, this is giving me sort of Dahl flashbacks a little bit. Jump Dahl has a last jump exactly like this.
You're gonna see another jump this later on Jump Stella.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
But they have the same general idea, but they're made slightly differently.
So I suppose is it looking kind of unlikely that he'll be able to finish in our time frame?
It's getting closer and closer to that.
Okay.
Was it? Did we have 20 or 15 allotted?
We have
15.
Might have to cut Jibo's dreams short a little bit.
I mean, he did.
That's
This was
okay.
like a pretty solid run up to this point. This is a very hard map, even if it is, even if it is tier 5. This does look very hard.
But
Especially
it doesn't help
online.
it's so long.
No one's watching him, but Ungato is also only a jump behind Jibo. So actually a pretty decent race, even though we've only been watching Jibo.
Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, Jibo got it.
I'm gonna have to cut this short. The dogs are barking.
That's fair.
It's alright, Bisha. You attend to the dogs.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
sad
curious
that
as
we
to
all
what this jump
miss
is.
Jibo's random B-hop.
I didn't miss
I
it.
just didn't
Oh
say it.
yeah, no one
Just
pointed that out.
refused to comment on it.
Yeah.
Well, Scotch, now you get to explain what a random B-hop is. Go for it.
Well, a random B-hop is a mechanic that Boshi likes. And
That's fair.
shrinking map.
That's all you really need to say.
Okay, well.
Let's have a war in chat. Is it rocket hop or bounce hop?
It's rocket up.
That's not the right
Let's get
argument.
the chat going.
It's power
Whatever
bounce?
it is.
Yeah.
Look,
a bounce
there's so
hop
many.
is a
Just
B-hop.
whatever you call it, put it in chat.
Jibo on his way to last.
Oh, Jibo.
Jibo,
Oh my
one
God.
shot. Last.
First
The
try.
man, the myth, the legend.
That's insane. That's a very hard jump.
Well, that was pretty much sore last, wasn't it? Or did I miss this side of it? It looked like sore last.
It's quite a bit
probably
harder.
inspired by Sorlas, but
I mean, you need very good wall shots to make that.
yeah, and a good sync.
I'm sorry, dog of the week, Black Labrador. My bad, guys.
Welcome back, Bishir.
I just had
Thank-
to.
It's alright.
Make that
You feed those
clarification.
hungry dogs.
Thanks for the
Dog
update
of the
on
week?
Dog of the Week.
Well,
Black
thank you
Labrador.
guys. That was a fantastic run.
That
I
was
was
absolutely
transfixed for the
incredible.
entire time. That was just brilliant. And now we're gonna just rattle out some quick donations as we have a bit of time. I'm just gonna go from the bottom here where we've got Ascent Nursey. Shout outs to Nursey who just comments frag and £12. Thank you, Nursey.
Thanks for the £12. Really appreciate it. Generally, we do really appreciate all the donations. We've been keeping track. It's just amazing. Also, thanks to Saint with a $sign for his 10 quid.
He didn't say anything, but he gave us a tenner. Thank you, Dollar Ain't. Retro Servers giving out the love for Jump Academy, of course. Love Jump Academy with a £10 donation. Thank you very much.
Also, thanks to Pizza Boob, tf2.gg. Shout out to all you guys for staying up for 27 hours for this great event charity. Shout out to you for watching.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Thanks to everyone that sticks through it for no matter how long you're watching the longer ones, obviously sticking with us the entire time. If you can do it, good on you. And we've got anonymous donation who donated £15 and just hugs us.
We
Great.
have you back.
Yeah, of course we do. Love you. But I think we're gonna cut back over to you lads and Mumble. What do we got next?
Thank
We
you
got
very
Big Boy
much.
Zyke.
We got Zyke on Moore, named after Moore.
So, Zyke from NA, running a very hard demo map. Probably the hardest map
I don't
we'll
think
be
this is
running.
that hard.
Well,
You
it's,
say that
it's
now.
all
the
relative,
modest
of
man.
course.
Well, I mean, in comparison to something like when.
Of course, nothing's hard for Zyke, as I'm sure you can tell. But this map is based around air pogo. So a lot of the difficulty comes from air pogo. Air pogo is essentially keeping yourself afloat with sticky bombs while you're in the air. So it's a very hard technique. But Zyke is here to show us how to do it, thankfully.
So this map's going to have quite a few pretty advanced demo mechanics that if you're not a demo jumper or have seen good demo jumpers, you might have like basically no idea what's going on. But so what he did there was called a down air, like at the beginning of this jump, where you basically can go down a wall without sticking it by just kind of keeping yourself up by timing your stickies really well.
Yeah, so I guess without knowing Air Pogo too well, as a viewer, you probably don't know why he was up against the wall. So in TF2, you can't actually look directly down. You can look up and down to I think it's the 89th degree, but it's not the 90th. So since you can't actually look down, you can't shoot your sticky bombs directly down. So you have to brace yourself against the wall.
They come out at
Stickies
an
also
angle.
have an angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And they also have
so,
significant variation between shots.
Which is why you
Yeah.
can't angle B-hop.
unfortunately,
Let's
stickies
not go into
are
that.
not deterministic.
So, someone want to talk about the great plugin that is Speedo, which is why Air Pogo has become what it is now.
Okay, so let's talk about Speedo. Speedo's been a plugin for a very long time, I can only imagine. And what Speedo does is it reads your horizontal velocity. Yeah,
Yeah, just horizontal.
Just reads your horizontal velocity. You'd be able to do something similar with the command CL show pause, but that also reads your vertical velocity, so it's not as useful for things where you're only trying to care about how fast you are going forward, like Speedo. And how fast do stickies go?
It's like 900 units per second. Or wait, stickies I think shoot out faster. Like 1100 units per second? I'm not sure. The optimal speed to go though is 900 units per second.
So if you're really good at demo and you understand things like that, you can basically use Speedo as a kind of guide, I would say, to how fast you should be going, because it reacts instantly. You might be looking at my cat.
Well, I'm glad your cat had a bit of input on that.
He
More
doesn't
on
like
Speedo. Speedo's a bit controversial, at least
It
for
was.
a lot of the older jumpers. I think we've sort of learned to accept Speedo into the community now, though, since we've had a lot of Speedo run of the weeks.
I more or less popularized Speedo and got it to where it is today.
That's pretty.
We're very proud of you.
The Speedo connoisseur in Mumble with us.
Yeah. So
Aren't we
these
lucky?
lights are kind of annoying to see what I'm doing, and the command to turn them off isn't working, so this is nice.
Yeah, I don't think the server has fake cheats, but that's
So,
okay.
so he's doing something called vert, which is where as you can see, you just go straight up vertical. And if you're really good at vert, you can do things like this, where you kind of move, left and right in different directions in the air. Even just going straight up is pretty hard. If you're that's still pretty hard. But doing this, what Zyke's doing, moving left and right, that's crazy hard.
It's basically impossible.
I mean, it is very hard. I mean, he's having trouble with it, and Zyke's very good at it.
Yeah, it's probably the hardest sort of area to learn as a newer jumper. This isn't something you'd be able to do after, a month of playing demo if you were new. You'd really have to put in a lot of time to get this down. There's very specific timings and positioning, and also, I guess, very specific keys you need to press.
Not to mention specific angles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, I guess to throw back to what I was saying before, how you can't shoot stickies directly down. You can actually shoot stickies directly upwards because they come out slightly behind or above where the crosshair's aiming because they arc. So, you can actually go straight up, but you can't go straight down. So that's why verting is a lot easier to do free wall or without a wall than down air.
This map's T6, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
That's pretty. We're getting a lot of the hard maps out of the way.
Yeah, thankfully, I think Zyke would probably be only one of a few people that could actually run this map in a decent amount of time. So we're really starting to get into the hard jumps. So this is a down air again, but this is basically, I think you need to do 6 pairs of stickies in total to get to the bottom, and also catch on each platform.
Yeah, it's 6 pairs total, and the catches aren't exactly hard, and I just messed that up. Or if you want to go fast, you can do B-hops, as we've mentioned, what those are before, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Zach, I think you should go fast.
So
I don't know about that.
Scotch was talking about bounces earlier, and B-hops are basically the same idea where you skip the telly, you avoid it completely, and you can basically use bounces and B-hops, not a soldier-specific thing, despite being, mainly associated with soldier. There are some demo maps like this one that do have bounces, or B-hops rather. It's a lot harder to bounce with demo, and it's not very useful, but on that previous jump, he could have hit the ceiling and B-hopped at the bottom of each little platform, because being able to B-hop or bounce is determined by your velocity.
And so
Specifically
just to
vertical
clarify,
velocity.
yeah, that's right. So that's why he needs to hit the ceiling first to reset the vertical velocity.
And
just to sort of clarify a little bit, B-hop, of course, means bounce hop, not bunny hop, but you do still press spacebar.
They're interchangeable. They're the same thing. It is a bunny hop, but we call it a bounce hop because it's a form of bouncing.
Because I think the timing window is probably a little shorter, just because of the fact that there's a teleport that you need to skip.
I think the B-hop is 1 tick.
B-hops are 1 tick.
What about the new jump bug? Is that also 1 tick?
No, I probably won't go into that.
Jump bugs?
Yeah, we don't really know enough about them to go into it.
Yeah, we'll just
too
avoid that, but
complicated.
to answer your question, Chuck, Gore just told me they are 1 tick.
Alright.
But they're at a different timing frame than B-hops, if that makes sense.
So we're talking about new tech, which is actually pretty interesting because jumping's been around for just so very long, but
10 years.
Occasionally, new things do come out, and I believe Pants figured out how to do jump bugs consistently, which like they were saying, not something we quite understand yet, but
Well, he figured out how to use them in jumping consistently.
right.
Well, yeah. I mean, RNC had the idea for it back in 2015, and it's been a source speedrun sort of technique for probably
Decades.
longer than TF2's been out.
Yeah.
Alright, pretty solid run there.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we did
that's
last
really
with that wall double.
Hey, can you look at my name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you.
You should go to the No, just kidding.
Yeah, don't
Shout out
get
to
that.
Vexen.
Yeah,
I know what you were going to say.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Chuck?
Yeah, that's right.
So we that was a really solid run.
Go for it.
Go right ahead.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I feel like this is cheating. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely beautiful. We're just completely baffled.
Yeah, I'm never gonna move like that. But people that are moving are people such as Blackie, who donates £10 and says, "Last bit of my salary goes to this wonderful event."
Yeah. Also,
It is a wonderful event, and thank you so much.
yeah, we also got another £10 and a shout out to Jump Academy from Drunk Cows. So thank you very much for that as well.
Just to outdo Drunk Cows, Skinny decided to donate £10 and 90p. See if someone go to 91. Who says, "Shout out to all the jumpers. Amazing event."
Yeah.
All the jumpers.
Shoutouts to you.
There is
Yeah, actually, shout outs to all of the people that donate. Every single person
Yeah.
that comes up on that list is in my good books.
Yeah, no matter
Like
how
great
much.
books.
Like every single person that's watching, everyone who's supporting this, everybody who's supporting Special Effect, we couldn't thank you more. We really mean it.
We love you. So I think we're gonna head back in and see what have we got next, Mumble.
We have
You've
a
got-
very, very special map.
Now, why do you say that? I'm actually interested.
Yeah.
Well,
why
It's
why
special.
is this map special?
Well, allow me to
Special
explain.
because he likes it.
Yeah. It's a really good map, but also we have the current world record holder racing, and we have someone who's, I won't name them, but they're actually going for a run of the week on this map. So, very hotly contested. I think this will be a very close race. I think this is probably the first actual race. Well, I guess in terms of the fact that there's like 20 jumpers.
There's
probably more
15
than that.
people, 16 people racing this map. 17 people.
Oh, and we're getting ready. So this is Jump Kusak made by Splash for Damage. Oh god, that sound is awful.
That is loud.
Yeah.
When you're
Music to my ears.
when you're jumping, usually you don't hear this many people at once.
Thankfully.
We don't do too many races just casually. It's mostly just for streams. We do races.
So I guess before we get into explaining about this map, so we want to briefly touch on the plugin we're using to sync up jumpers from around the world.
That we do. So this is a concoction that AI brewed up for the last several years. We call it CSR, which stands for Cross Server Relay, which means that we have jumpers from Australia, Europe, and North America all on the same server, jumping without a ping difference.
So all of these guys are jumping in their home servers, so they all have very low ping, so that's why we're able to keep it competitive.
Yeah,
it's a very amazing plugin.
Yeah, this is all possible because of AI. He does everything. For all of the events you ever see a jump segment at for, it's because AI does stuff with servers, he does plugins. He is why the jump community can do this stuff. Big shout out to him.
Biggest reason we're still alive. Whoever's controlling the bet camera, if you can hear me, go ahead and press tab and you'll see that all these players from the other regions are being represented as bots.
And there are a lot of bots.
Yeah.
So, pretty close race actually. We have a lot of people on this jump.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell who's in front.
You'll be able to tell.
Looks like Bosch is starting to take the lead.
You can tell who's in front if you press tab and you look at the score, because you get 2 points every time you complete a jump as well.
Well, we have a plug-in for that. It's use /progress. It'll bring up the leaderboard for the race.
Very handy, thank you.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, the only problem with it is it's a little not quite finished. It only updates when someone completes a jump.
Yeah.
Still very
So it's not perfect, but yeah, it's useful.
So we have the current world record holder, Ungato.
I thought Larry had record.
It's Larry.
Yeah, Larry has record.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Larry.
By like 2
I thought...
tenths of a second.
Alright. Well, Larry got it then. Very happy with that.
Ngato's gotten a few pretty good runs on this map, but I don't think anything that's quite gotten to the end, because this map is very long.
Isn't the record 4 minutes and something seconds?
It's quite long. This map is very lengthy, I think. Maybe 40 jumps.
The world record is currently 4:58.
Yeah, so 5 minutes almost, and you need to just be perfect for that long, and it's really hard to do that.
Although, you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be really good. Because, I doubt anyone can quite go perfectly fast on a map this long.
Well, as
but
close
the
to
goal is
perfect as
always
possible.
be perfect.
Perfection.
And I know Gato, if he's looking to improve his time on this, he is definitely going for perfection. And big shout out to Ungato for using the Cow Mangler, the objectively best rocket launcher to jump with.
I agree.
So there's actually some merit
That's not a joke. It is
to
the
what
best
Zach
rocket
just
launcher.
Said. As opposed to the stock rocket launcher, the Cow Mangler has a slightly different view angle. So it's actually closer to the center, so it's more like the original. This is good for a couple of reasons. Well, one, it's more intuitive as to where your rockets are going to come out from. So the closer to the center, the closer to your crosshair, obviously, so it's easy to see. And this has the effect of making things like wall shots and wall pogo specifically a lot more consistent. So Gato is really a pioneer of this underutilized jumping mechanic.
Oh, now we're on some down pogo, which is pretty similar to, some of the stuff you might have seen on demo before, but this is, the soldier version of it that's much slower and much more boring.
And doesn't make any sense.
It makes a lot of sense, like.
It's pretty weird the way it works. Don't think the devs have had any idea what they were creating when they
If they knew this would
introduced-
happen, they would have just not released the game.
Yeah, I don't think TF2 would be around if War Pogo was a known consequence.
Do we
So-
want to mention CTAPs as that jump requires one?
Oh yeah.
This jump intended is actually a quint, which is a 5 rocket sink, a quint to a speed shot, which is very
I want to interrupt
inconsistent,
you,
very
but Bosch
annoying.
Oh
just
my
hit
God.
this god tier speed run strat.
Oh, did he hit the sync speed shot?
Yes, he did. He
All right, well,
Wow.
skipped last with a sync speed shot.
Yeah, he hit the crazy strat, like, very, very hard to hit in a run, and, very easy for Bossy, apparently.
So sync speed shots like that are really inconsistent, and also when you're running this map, it's literally the last jump, but it saves a lot of time. So when you're going for a good run, you want to go for it.
That's probably the I've ever seen on a stream.
But back to CTAPs.
Yeah, just briefly going over CTAPs. CTAPs, I think, are. Oh yeah, if you guys want to go for some donations, we can explore.
We'll just slide some in
CTAPs
before you
afterwards.
talk about some CTAPs. And we watched Ungado for a bit there, who says Im Homos X, which with his £150 donation, £1.50 donation, excuse me. So thank you very much, Gado, and great running.
There's actually some more jumper boys here. I think I missed some, but Jabobus donated some money. He gave us 10 quid and said, shout out to the jump community, Vance Miller and the boys. So thank you for that money as well.
Yeah, shout out, mate. I'm just going to read another one here from Labrador. We said, I love Kidder's voice. Can't complain about that, actually. Another £10. Thanks very much for that.
Yeah. And we got £5 from Vox and Sons. Tryhard7 in the chat. Feels boshy, man.
Ooh, and also, just to come up on my screen, we've got a £50 donation from Epsilon. Thank you very much, Epsilon, who says, good work on continuing the stream. Let me tell you a little about myself. My name is Ari. I'm 19 years old. I will reveal more soon, so we can expect some
Winky
more
face.
messages from... Oh, there's a winky face on the end as well. Wonderful. Thank you, Epsilon. We look forward to seeing more of you. So, Mumble, where you at?
We're right here.
Hello.
We're moving on to probably the best map to come out in 2018. Sorry, Shunix, but this is quite a special map. It's coming from a mapper who I think is probably regarded as the best mapper, at least the mapper that everyone aspires to be. So that is the Singaporean jumper Tori. And this map kind of came out of nowhere, at least for me.
Did anyone know that this map was
He
coming
sort
out?
of released it. I imagine he had some other people test
I'm
it.
pretty sure there were a few
possibly.
testers, but for the most part, it wasn't a very public thing. He wasn't like releasing it on the forums, asking for feedback the whole way. He just kind of more or less put it out when it was practically finished, and then just fixed a few minor things.
So, just to explain a little bit more about it, it's a tier 5 soldier map, so quite difficult. And it's very, very, I guess, technical and so quite precise and just spaced really well.
Scott, you're kind of roboting there a little
Yeah,
bit.
Australian internet's hitting you pretty bad right now.
Alright, well, I'll let you guys take over then.
Oh, it
Captain's
sounded good there, but
Captain's probably the favorite to win this map because he currently does have the world record and he's been playing
Yeah.
it quite a bit.
Yeah,
But
he was
also-
grinding it earlier today.
I do know that Bashi is also very good at this map, and let's see who else. Ungado has a pretty decent time as well. Quite a few people that like this map because it came out, and this is definitely a very cool map.
It's a good
sometimes-
map. It's fun.
sometimes new maps come out and no one really like cares too much because like they're not exciting enough or whatever. But this really captured everyone's attention, I think.
I think part of that is because it's just a Tori map, and Tori's reached the point where he is just regarded as such a good mapper. That's just like, it's a good map without even playing it.
He's got lamps named after him. The Tori lamp.
That's very
I don't
exciting.
think he has any in this map.
Big fan of lamps myself.
Who doesn't like lamps? Fun fact, TF2RJ Weekly was almost sponsored by a lamp company.
That's right. Your jump videos could have included a very special lamp at the start of every video.
I wish that happened. Oh well.
Ungato hitting some nice speed shots.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ungato getting a
Super
nice
Chuck.
ramp bug.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
Super Chuck, you want to explain what just happened there?
No.
Alright, so what happened is, that was what we call a ramp bug, and it can happen whenever you're sliding up a ramped surface, where Source just doesn't like that, and your velocity is set to 0, and you just stop.
It happens all the time in surfing too.
And it's just like
as annoying there.
an error in the engine. There's nothing you can really do about it.
Well, there have been plugins that help with it, but
There's also like mapping side where you basically create a frictionless surface.
Captain taking the lead.
But yeah, Super Chuck is very famous for his ability to ramp bug whenever he's running maps.
Yeah, I've got a great video on my YouTube channel showcasing it.
Please don't go to Super Chuck's YouTube channel. Thank you.
That is also a good idea.
So now we're getting to the pretty hard jumps on this map. The jumps haven't been easy so far, but start to get to the really technical, like some pre-fire stuff, some like pretty hard stuff for Soldier at least. I imagine it's very easy for Demo.
Yeah, now that you mention it, we have this thing called Tempest, which we should probably mention. Scotch, you should probably explain that because you're the head admin of that.
Sure. Hopefully my ping is okay, so I'm
You
not
sound
a
fine.
robot.
you sound a lot
Yeah,
better.
you sound fine now.
Alright,
Sound
well, that's
human.
good. That's good. I'm glad. Okay, so Tempest is a plugin developed by JS and Rob123. It's been around since 2014, and essentially what it is a global database of times and completions of jumpers all around the world, and it keeps track of their progress, keeps track of world records, top times, everything like that. And the plugin runs on servers in pretty much every continent around the world, at least every continent that plays TF2.
No Antarctica server yet, unfortunately.
Coming soon. If anyone wants to host that, that would be good.
I just want to say real quick, we're looking at a pretty interesting thing here where Ungato and Captain are on the same jump, but they're using completely different strategies to complete it.
I believe Captain is doing this legit, and Gato is using an alternative strat.
Yeah, he's
And
using the
Bashi
cheat.
is doing the same thing as Gato is.
So
This is a really tight race. Wow.
yeah, this map is kind of, I would say, I wouldn't say notorious yet, but I have a feeling that the more people play this, the more they'll realize that this map is very easy to choke on, especially on this jump and the next one. Ooh, Ungato and Captain barely not making it.
This jump is probably the hardest. The intended method of completing it is to do I think it's a wall shot, a skip, a pre-fire on that big wall
Ooh,
at the
Captain
end.
hit it.
Ooh.
Was he doing intended?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
doing
he's
intended.
doing intended.
He doesn't like
Yes.
the cheat.
So the last thing is a triple on the wall to get to the end.
It's very satisfying to hit. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
really hard to hit.
So this jump's very familiar to one that we saw before on Shunix's new map, with a sort of a sync skip, speed shot into a sync skip. I think this jump is a bit more harsh in terms of its spacing, though, so it's a bit harder.
You need
Yeah,
a
this-
really good skip.
This is like, I think this is one of the hardest versions of this jump that I've seen. Because like,
Yeah.
because this is like, this sort of jumps have been on quite a few maps, but you know, this one requires such a good skip that it's
like you need
crazy.
everything to go well. Like the first skip, it's like low, so you need both speed and height from that. You need a good speed shot and then a good catch. So like this jump, you need to be on your A game to hit it.
Yeah.
That's right. It's basically pixel perfect. Pixel and tick perfect. So...
I don't know if I would go that far, but... you know what,
Basically, you need to be the biggest god of jumping ever to beat this map, otherwise it's impossible.
Alright, Bashi on last as well.
So we have the European original users versus the American stock user.
And we can clearly see which one's better.
Yeah, unfortunately, European gimmicks are prevailing once again, from the looks of it.
Yeah, definitely call the original a gimmick. I mean, you probably know this, like, just from playing normal TF2, but there are pretty big differences. Ooh, that's a car. Pretty big differences between
That's
the
a
original...
loud car, wow.
Yeah, sorry about that. There's pretty big differences between stock and original when it comes to just playing the game normally. And in jumping, I would say it's even more important, the differences.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned with the cow mingler, but like you have stock, which is just stock. Original comes out the center, and that is advantageous because of just consistency reasons. So you don't need to change your aim based on if something's on the left or right, and then mangler's kind of in the middle.
All right. Well, with all that said, the European Goblin strategy paid off, and Captain has completed the map.
I think Captain left. I think he's gone now, is the problem here. That's why he just went AFK.
Dude, he's just
Yeah,
cheering
he just
in
walked up.
celebration.
Walked away.
That's alright.
He went to go leave as soon as he finished this map. He didn't realize that he was going to play Valley next.
Okay. Well, I think it is time for some more donations.
Over. Shout outs to Captain. And we're back.
We're back.
That was actually a great race. It was really
Yeah.
fun to see the. I gotta say, there's not much that I'd done before with jumping, so this is fascinating. And yeah, so let's kick it off with Yellow Cape, who gave us £10 and said, "Much love to the jumpers. Thank you, jumpers, and thank you, Yellow Cape."
And we got a donation from Whisker, who's heavily involved with another charity event. And he's given us some money this time. So we got 20 quid from him.
Sharing
He
the
says,
love.
Toffee. And we share the love back. We really appreciate it.
And we have our friend Mop here, who says, "Plank is the best jumper on Doggo for £10. Someone lost a bet, huh?
Maybe. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mop because he's not the best jumper, but he's committed.
Good.
He's been sat at lands. Everybody's been having fun. He sits there grinding a quint. He's my boy.
He's our boy.
And we got more money from Kill Bubba Kill. Never been into jumping before, but it's super interesting to watch and hear you guys do this. Keep up the great work, Hugs.tf. Thank you
Keep up
for
the
your 15
great
quid.
work. And also, Shadow of the Far North says, "Cheers to the fundraiser. Cheers to you. No, you're over there. Cheers to you. You're over there. I almost missed you. Thank you very much." And yeah, I hear some exciting rockets going on in
Yeah.
the background.
I'm excited. You excited?
I love video games. How we doing, Mumble?
We're all
doing
set,
well.
I think. Got CSR up. I think everyone's ready. Chuck appears to be AFK, but that's alright. And
I
yes,
think
we are
Chuck
starting.
was looking at something, but
The race
I don't
started.
think he'll get to show it.
That's okay.
We'll
Alright.
show it off on the next map.
So, we have Jump Valley. Jump Valley, it's made by our very, very lovely British organizer. Organized the whole segment, Mac. So, I'm sure people have played his maps before. A lot of his beginner maps are very popular. So, Mac has decided to smash out this very difficult, but very pretty and very, honestly, I want to say it's one of the best tier 5 maps, but he did a really good job with the detailing. I'm sure that's probably the thing that stands out the most straight away, just from face value. So this map, I think currently the world record is it held by Gubbins or is it held by Gato?
I think Gato has the record right now. Let me double check that.
So this map has a lot of ramps, a lot of sinks, a lot of speed shots. It's a very Gato-esque map. As a player, I think he on Tempest or
Captain has it on Tempest, but
there was an offline run of the week. I'm just trying to remember who it was.
The run of the week was from Gubbins, but it is rather old.
Does Gato have a faster offline time they didn't upload?
Well,
I believe
we'll go
Captain
with-
is the record.
We'll go with Captain.
Unless Gato has a
as the
hidden
record at the moment.
PR. Unfortunately, neither of these people are actually in this mumble, or we would just be able to ask them. But as it stands, I believe Captain has the current record on this map.
He has the Tempest world record, which in a lot of cases is the world record, so we'll go with that. So this map's fairly lengthy. I think that
Nice super check.
very super chuck typical.
I was fully expecting it.
If it
ramp
makes you
bug
feel
there.
better, Captain also ramp bug there.
Oh, feels so warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Alright, I think Captain's shooting ahead.
This is a map that really rewards consistency, because none of these jumps are very random at all, and if, sometimes you play a jump map and some of the jumps are a little bit random or not as consistent, but I think every jump on this map is basically very consistent.
Yeah, like these jumps aren't super precise. They're pretty forgiving. You still need to be good, but it's not perfection to beat every single jump.
A lot of the jumps just revolve around like a sink or something that you need to hit, and then the rest of the jumps are pretty automatic. So the hard part on the jump Captain did there was just the first ramp sink, and then the rest of it's fairly automatic.
Captain going for a cheat there, but did not hit it. He's
So-
gonna go back and do it again, because it is pretty easy. If you do hit the sink right here, you just fly straight to the end of the thing here.
There we go. So intended is only doing a double sync instead of a triple sync on the ramp, and that is a lot harder since you have to skip or catch on the platform in the middle. So I think this is actually a really good run. Like, I'm pretty sure this is second last that he's coming up on.
No, I don't. Wait, is it?
I think so.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, this is second last.
Well, this jump takes a little bit to do, because it is like, I wouldn't call this necessarily wall pogo, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
It is if you go slow.
If you go, and Captain needing to save there and now just wall pogoing.
We call this
Still
speed
rather
wall
quickly.
So there's a lot of room on that jump. If you look at the world record or the run of the week, they basically wall shot the whole thing, get right to the end. So this is actually the last jump. It uses a crouch bounce into a triple, into a wall sync. But you can actually skip it with a C-tap, which I just remembered we were going to explain. So
Yeah,
while
so what's a C-tap, Scotch?
While Captain's attempting this jump, a C-tap, a lot of competitive players attempt to learn a C-tap because it's actually very useful. Basically, a C-tap is just a technique to get more speed from a rocket. So it's when you tap crouch and release it just before you jump. And it's pretty precise. It's not something you can just attempt and do like crouch jumping. You really need to practice the timing.
Yeah, you'll have to grind it out for a few hours.
Yeah.
But C-taps are very important both for jump, and this is one of the things that really applies to the game outside of jump, because it allows you to just jump a little farther, which on some normal maps in this game can make a lot of a difference for what you're trying to do.
It's what if you
That's right.
if you take anything from this, if you're like a player who's looking to get into competitive as Soldier, or you just don't know how to do it, it's probably a really good idea to learn C-taps, because once you get good at them, you can do them like all the time.
Alright, Captain just absolutely smashing out that map. That was actually a really good run. All of those jumps are very, very difficult.
Oh, Captain. Close now.
We are moving to a new map. So I think it's time for some more donations.
I think so too. Shout outs to, I've just seen Becky in chat actually, so shout outs to Becky.
Shout outs to Becky, huge shout outs. It was lovely having her over.
Yeah, it was
earlier.
great seeing her earlier. Indeed. Quick donation here from Brandon for £15. I love you guys. I love you, Brandon. I love him. I love chat. I love everyone.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon. Oh, yeah.
So we also got a donation from, I'm going to probably butcher that, but I'm going to say festive _. He says, I can't even pull off a proper jump, but he gives us 10 quid and we love him anyway.
Neither can I. We love you regardless. Pinkinson, without the comment, coming in with the £11. Thank you. Appreciate you.
And we've got White Lightning. Thanks to everyone participating. Rooting for my boy, Big Kraku Jacks to win these races. That's 15 quid. Also, we've just entered day 2.
Yeah, so actually the first donation of day 2 comes from Lemon, who says, thanks and have fun. Simple message, perfect. Thank you very much, Lemon. Thank you for your £10.
Yeah, and I hear some stickies.
Ah, I think what are we getting into, Mumble? Some demo jumping?
Yeah, no longer Soldier. We're past the Soldier, moving on to an absolute classic of a demo map.
Classic
This
in the
map
good
is-
sense, not the bad sense.
Yeah, not classic in the Super Chuck sense. This map, made by a very old Australian jumper, Rain. This map, probably regarded as a lot of people's favorite maps, especially with the older jumpers. This map has a very special place in a lot of people's hearts. It should be very competitive. We have a lot of very high-profile and high-skilled demo players in here. I'm sure a lot of them, possibly the viewers will be familiar with. We do have, I think, was Ali in here? Or no, I don't think he is in here, but I think he was meant to be. Oh well.
I think the
we have-
favorite is definitely going to be Soup Can. Or Soup, sorry.
Yeah, we have, I think, I want to say like 7 out of the top 10 Tempest ranked demo jumpers, as well as a lot of former rank 10s. So this should be very close.
And quite a few people that have pretty good times on this map already. Soupcan does have the world record, or Soup, rather, has the world record. But that doesn't mean anything in a race, because, you know, it's all about
pressure.
consistency. Yeah. Very fun map to watch, though. This is like this is a good mix between speed and, like, pretty difficult jumps, I'd say, for demo.
Yeah, it's got a lot of very low tier air pogo, and I guess where a lot of the skill comes from is turning that low tier air pogo and using strategies to sort of optimize the jump, do the jump in an unintended way. I think you'll see that with a few of the jumps later on. But basically, it's
You're gonna see it
I think
here.
it comes in at like a tier 4, so
Yes.
not
Yeah.
too hard.
I'm gonna do a B hop here. Let's see if Soup hits it. Oh. Skipping, basically cheating this jump by hitting a B hop down here. Quite a bit faster and a little bit easier as well.
So
Without
just an
that
example
B-hop,
of
that jump's one of the hardest ones.
yeah, it's quite a long B hop. It also includes a strafe, and B hops are a lot more difficult as demo, simply because you have to put a sticky down and wait for it to arm before you can actually use it. But Soup is actually on the last jump, which is insane already. I think he's about to do it. Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, it's over.
That's a
Yeah.
crazy run.
Absolutely
That was
slammed
really
it.
fast.
That was a fast map.
Like that was actually a really, really good run.
Soup is really good at this map, and because he's also the best demo jumper, and this is one of his favorite maps, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he plays
Yeah.
this one a lot.
Soup has been dominant in demo jumping for as long as I can remember, and yeah, we'll head back to the couch for some more donations.
That was just beautiful to watch. I have
was
never
pretty quick.
felt so inadequate as a demo with over 1.5k hours. I can't do that. Can you do that? You can't do that. I know you can't do that. So we have more day 2 donations. STR says, Justice for Haggis. I don't know who Haggis is, but it's got a capital H, so I assume it's a person. 1096 from you. Thank you very much, STR. Justice for you.
And Mr. Funny Alien giving us 10 quid, saying, hello friends, have a good day. We do have a good day, don't we?
I tell you what, we're having a wonderful day.
Yeah. How are you guys in Mumble doing? Are you also having a wonderful day? Are we gonna have some wonderful jumping?
Of course. It's a wonderful day.
We've already had
Nice
some wonderful jumping.
Nice and early for me. And we do have more jumping, of course. So I think we're almost ready. What's the countdown
Just
looking like, Mac?
The CSR is up. Everybody's in.
This has got to be the. This is Jump Apex by. Oh gosh,
It's by Obsidian.
Yeah, Obsidian. Oh, I forgot. That's awful. This is like one of the most. I think this is one of the most popular maps. Like,
It's a pretty
just-
quintessential soldier map.
This is definitely the most recognizable map, at least for me. I don't know, I think it essentially, like, set the bar for what soldier maps should be. Obsidian, of course, using a very famous blend of dev and, I guess...
Detailing.
Dev texture detailing and real life detailing. So that being like rocks and water and stuff like that.
This map is absolutely beautiful and it's very fun to play as well.
Yeah, there's this map, you can tell a map is really good when people like to grind out really good times on it. And we have Bashi, Gato, and Aurora has had a really good time on it, and all these people have spent so much time on this map because it's just so fun and so good.
So I guess a bit of history on that topic. In terms of the runs on this map, I think about a year ago, Aurora, the very famous Canadian jumper, I think he had it was a flawless run on this map,
yeah.
which is, when you see the amount of jumps and the difficulty of the jumps, is absolutely insane. And I think that that run of the week, also had very clean transitions, so the connectors between jumps. So you did lots of speed shots and small optimizations to go fast.
Yeah, but despite all that, Bashi recently beat Aurora's time on this map. I'm pretty sure he didn't beat it by that much because it's just such a good run, and they're both no fails, but Bashi was just a little bit faster.
Yeah, Bashi kind of engineered a few new strats that were a little bit faster, but Bashi spent a long time getting that run, and it just shows how good Aurora's run was.
Yeah,
Bashi is a crazy player.
Beating a no fail with connector or like clean connectors is like absolutely insane. I think Bashi beat it by about 5 seconds, which is kind of absurd, and coupled with the fact that this map is 5 minutes long.
Yeah,
the world record is 5 minutes long.
Yeah, it's just absolutely insane.
5 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about times that close, it's massive.
Yeah, for a flawless, that's pretty big.
But the cool thing about maps like this, these extremely long maps, is it does give a lot of potential for time saves, like over, kind of incremental time saves.
That's right, it really rewards consistency over anything else. So obviously
that's what we're getting right now.
I don't think anyone expected anyone else to get a flawless run. So, I honestly thought Aurora's record was pretty safe. But
well, the thing is that when you see a run that good, we were talking before about how when you get a run of the weeks, people want to beat them. When you see a run that good, there's always the thought in your mind that it would be very cool to beat a run that good. And it took a while, but, we did actually see it happen. I also did not expect it to get beaten.
Hopefully it'll be a run of the week in the future. I'm not sure. If it was submitted.
Probably
not. Bashi still wants to improve it.
Bashi has mentioned he would like to improve it more. I think he said he thinks he could save another 10 seconds on it.
I'd agree
or so.
With that. I spectated Bashi playing this map quite a bit. I'd say 10 seconds is about the maximum with the same strats. Because of course you could just find new stuff, maybe.
But yeah, I don't think Bashi normally does not submit his runs for run of the week anyways.
Ooh, let's see if he hits this. I like this strat a lot. This is very fast and very cool.
Very hard to hit though.
Yeah, going straight into that teleport. He's still going to use the same version of the strat. He's just not going to hit the crazy fast version of it.
Yeah, so normally normally a player would wait in front of the teleport door there to shoot their rocket, but Boshi does it in one clean motion.
And
so very tough to do there.
And when you're jumping and you're going for a really, really good run, you definitely have to consider whether or not you should go for things like that, because it is faster, but it's also harder. And like when you're this consistent at a map like Boshi is, it's definitely worth it to go for things like that, because even if he fails, he can still get a really good run.
I think this run was at a point where he needed to go for things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of the world record, that is, because like Aurora's run is very, very good. Like there's no denying that. It's still an insane run with lots of clean optimizations. Boshi's
Like
actually doing quite well, isn't he?
Yeah. Like that, for example, is something he came up with, the sink in the water into the wall shot. It's like, things like that, connector optimizations are such a big deal, like when you're getting to this level.
It saves a lot of time, especially because it allows you to get into the next jump cleanly, and I think you can do a double off the wall to be a bit faster in that connector as well.
It's very fun watching this in relay, because you can't tell at all how good his sync is.
Yeah, it's a bit off. That was a quint, but the thing about that quint is, quint being a 5-rocket sync, that's actually a really high quint. It's not like a quint on above, which is a tier 3 map. That's a very
like quad. That was a great run.
Insane run by Boshi.
So that was honestly like probably would have been like 6 minutes 30, 6 minutes. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah, Boshi showing that 200 hours past 2 weeks for 4 years straight really makes you good at soldier jumping.
Yeah, that'll probably do it. Oh. That is my favorite map, and Boshi showing exactly why. It's gorgeous to watch these guys. Yeah. So here's some more donations.
We got a pretty great one.
Yeah, this is
from even Mac, who organised the jump segments. He's his teammate as well. Your boy Tom009EFF donated. And he said, chat is moving so fast, no one will see that Epley couldn't pull water out of a shoe if the instructions were written on the heel. Epley emoji. That's 10 quid. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Tom. It's true. We have 2 donations from Yari QWERTY. Both £5, both with messages. The first saying, donating in Cornish Gamer Hen's honour, less than 3. And the second saying, eat pant.
Eat pant.
Eat pant.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a pretty big one as well, from Sani, saying hi and casually giving us 50 quid, and we very much appreciate that.
Didn't even capitalise the H. How cool is this person? Just
Thank you so much.
I'm donating 50 quid to charity. Sup? Yeah. Thank you very much. But also we have Bahoops. My apologies if I got your name wrong. Donated previously, but a bit more doesn't hurt. And just wanted to say, love this jumping and great commentary, guys. I have to agree, the commentary is phenomenal coming from Mumble. Love Boops, and we love Boops. And any little helps. That was a £1 donation. Thank you ever so much. Thank you, everyone. And oh man, I just want more. What? Come on, Mumble.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Okay.
Hello. Right.
So this is I'm going to be doing a showcase of this map, Jump Ubuk.
Abuk.
Abuk.
So this is a map made by Cuba. Am I going to get a timer or anything?
Just go.
Yeah.
No strat at the beginning. Unbelievable. This is a speed run.
It's a showcase. No, it's
failing the first
right.
one. Strong start, kidder.
Always blame the ping.
So yeah, this is Jump Abuk. It's tier 5, so similar difficulty to the soldier maps you've been seeing us race so far and showcase during this event. This is an old map by Cuba. Many of you are probably, if you're going to be familiar with the jump map, Jump Cuba is one of the more popular jump maps, up there with like Beef or something. And he made this map. He just rearranged his name from Cuba to get Abuk.
And there's also Baku.
Yeah.
Yeah, another rearrangement.
But this is probably the most gimmicky map he's made. There's some interesting jumps, like you have walls like this where you can just go through. There's some stuff with gravity later on. definitely an interesting map.
So I'm a bit more open-minded than Zyke. I wouldn't call them gimmicks. I think these jumps were very unique for their time. I don't think any other map made it this time. Can even come close.
I think they were gimmicks at the time, but by today's standard, this is normal.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
innovation and gimmicks are just the same thing. It's just whether or not people like them.
that's very true.
Like, bounces are
very,
gimmicks.
very true.
But people like bounces.
I think C-taps are also gimmicks, but we won't go there.
I think a good example of something that can still be called a gimmick today is one of the later jumps that uses anti-grav. You have to do a
last?
triple on a wall.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
I would agree with that.
I think that's oh yeah, it is
Are
last. What if Kidder is good enough? He's just gonna skip the last jump entirely.
I think Kiddo will want to show off that jump, because it is quite glorious when you do it intended. We'll get to that more when we get closer to that jump. The jumps Kid is going through at the moment are all very technical wall shot skip jumps, and this is the part of the map that honestly I like it the most. It's my favorite part of the map. There's a lot of really tight wall shots, very precise sort of catches and skips. So this is the part of the map that really holds it out for me.
Oh no.
So this is
Oh
the,
yes, Kidder, have fun with this one now.
this is probably the most gimmicky jump on the map. As you can see, Kidder, he fails the jump and gets sent back to the start, but he keeps his speed going. So he just kind of needs to wait until he gets height from the reset, and then wall shot and try and make it to the end. It can be kind of a frustrating jump, but he got it there.
It's truly a very unique jump, based on the idea of what happens if you can never fail the jump, and if you're stuck in an endless loop. Moving on with more gravity jumps. This jump's actually quite fun, but it's very difficult. In that section, the warning texture, the yellow and black,
and yellow,
sends you towards the ground, and then it sends you up, I think, and then okay, it sends you down, and then the dark part where there's no texture sends you up. So you have to sort of balance between that.
And if
Very
you
cool
touch
jump.
the ceiling or floor, you're teleported back to the start of the jump.
Yeah, that's right. So honestly, this jump quite a unique jump for its time. I don't think it was intended to be a telesync.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Telesync is for Kidder going fast, because Kidder doesn't know how to go slow. He's going fast like the car we heard earlier.
That's right, Zyke. Yeah.
That's gonna be a common theme. Just the car.
Of course. So, moving on to more actual jumps. With more catches, more wall shots, more skips. Oh, I guess this is pogo. But there's a lot of optimization you can do for these types of jumps, because...
Oh no, I'm terrible.
It's alright, kiddo. You give me more time to explain it. So, with this jump, you can actually do it very quickly. I think you can do it in like 5 or 6 rockets, but you need a very good catch on the wall, on the red wall, and then you can do fast pogo. So this map has lots of opportunity for optimization, which is really what makes a map runnable.
This
And
is
moving
another
on,
gravity
more
jump.
This
gravity.
is fun.
Oh no.
When he's under
This
the
is-
ceilings with the black and yellow caution texture, he's sent up. So at the start here, he needs to fall fast enough to get under this glass wall, and then he needs speed to go up and try and make it to the end here.
You can also mess yourself up on this jump and somehow keep your anti-gravity, and then so you just float up to the top of the start of the jump, and there's no way to get back down.
Yeah.
Kidder on last?
Second last.
Oh, second
So
last.
this is a
works.
really cool jump. It slows you down enough so that you can just do an automatic quint there. Kidder, he's
I'm gonna do
boring.
last legit as well.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't
So-
real last.
He could have gone through the door there, while he still had the momentum from the previous jump, and actually skipped this jump entirely.
Did they make real
But-
last the bonus?
There you go. That is considered last, but
Oof! Oh no,
there
you're
is
doing
another
it.
jump.
You're doing it.
All right. Wait, how much time do I have? Because I can just try to do
Try
this
it
for, like...
once.
So
That's
there's a
not gonna
very
work.
good reason why this jump is not included in the main
Oh
map run.
no.
You might want to
It's-
reset your position there, kiddo.
Yeah, okay, so I don't think I'll be able to do this, but I'll just show you, like, what's going on here. Basically, these rockets are gonna bounce around here, and then when I walk through here, these rockets are gonna come through, and you're gonna do a sink on this wall and go flying straight up. But this is just on Tempest, we made this a bonus. Not we, but it was made a bonus because this is, like, not the best jump ever made. Oh no, NA timing.
Kid is trying his best.
Kidder, have you tried using third person? I hear it works wonders for jump techniques.
No, we won't get into that, Zach. None of that.
Yeah, I think Speedo can help. You know.
Alright, let's see if this works. I kind of doubt it, but you know how it is.
Oh, that,
Toggle no
yeah.
clip. Toggle no clip.
Nope.
Close.
No, it wasn't close at all. But yeah, that's basically the end of the map. This is I like this map a lot because it's pretty gimmicky, but it's also pretty consistent. You might not think so because I failed a lot, but still pretty fun.
That's just because it's hard.
It's a really good map. It is quite hard.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. I know this is going to get old, but
No, it's,
this is great. This is like exactly what I'd be doing, is sitting and watching this.
Yeah.
With a friend, and we have many friends in our little reel of
Yeah, we do.
donations, starting with anonymous, no message, £10. Thank you.
we got a donation from Helbin. He sends us a little heart. And we appreciate that. And we also appreciate the 10 quid. Thank you,
There's one
Helbin.
back. Oh, we have a very special one here.
Yeah, we do.
We have one from Aggro. We all know Aggro.
Very
Aggro from
own Aggro.
Chriscast. Aggro from Hugs. Aggro from everyone's hearts and dreams. And he says, this stream has jumped right into my heart. Keep up the tight work.
I get it.
See you in the morning. £28, Aggro. We love you.
Thank you, Aggro.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
And we got one more donation from your boy Liko, who I went to LAN with.
Okay.
And he says, hey, Cupcake, where is Mop? I don't know.
Where
He's
is
not
Mop?
here. Can't
No?
find him,
Oh,
but thank you, Liko, for 13 quid and 37 pence.
Oh, Leet.
Yeah.
I have to say, this is just... It's really surreal. Just sitting here watching all these incredible people pop up screen after screen. We've got a nice total that keeps rising. 10,568
Yeah, no, we've made so much already.
pounds. And sixpence.
And sixpence.
And we're in the first, not even the first half hour done of the second day. Just
It's absolutely
thank you.
incredible.
You're all incredible.
Thank you all so much for
everyone on that
donating,
list,
for
everyone
watching.
just watching, involved
I thought you were going to say in space there.
in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone
Shout
in
out to
space.
everyone in space, especially Loris, Space Loris from space.
Yeah.
In space.
So I think we're
Do we have Mumble back?
getting ready.
I think we're all good to go.
Hello.
Ah.
Alright. We are back to demo. And this is a demo race on quite a difficult demo map. It's a tier 6. It's made by, as you can see in front of you, False. Very top tier mapper. He put a lot of effort into this map, and I think it really shows. The thing that most people are probably gonna see, or at least realize, is just how pretty this map is. It just looks amazing. So I think this race will be fairly hotly contested. A lot of the jumpers racing at the moment, I think, have like number 2 or number 3 positions.
I have
at least...
number 3 and Mesa has number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be really close, and this map isn't that long either, so...
I mean, it's 2
should be-
courses, and some of the later jumps do get quite hard.
Well, with a total of 12 jumps, it shouldn't last too long, so I imagine it'll be quite close for the majority of it. But a lot of the separation between players will occur, as Chuck was saying, when the map gets a lot harder, when we get into the real air pogo jumps. So that's mainly in C2, which is where Mesa Tech is. at the moment. And it really sort of exploits this map really exploits the easier end of air pogo. So this first jump is actually quite difficult. It's not a normal vert. When we were looking at verts before, we had we were either going straight up or we had a wall to brace against. So that first jump there, you are not going straight up, you have to go across and then up, and there is no wall for your stickies to bounce off, so it's a lot more difficult than a regular vert like the one we saw earlier on more. And so a lot of this map, and I guess where a lot of the speedrun ability comes from is I guess with any air pogo map, this map in particular, you can probably see Misatech just doing some insane optimization there. That's not how you're meant to do that jump, but this map allows for really tough and just high tier air pogo optimization like that, which saves a lot of time. So that's why this map's really fun to watch. The world record's pretty insane, just the amount of difficulty it takes to do that kind of stuff. I think Crockett has the current world record.
Crockett has record, correct?
Yeah, Crockett, very just insane air pogo.
Oh, I hate to see that.
So I didn't know about this as a thing.
You can stand on that?
Neither did I.
This is news to me.
False. I know you're in chat. Care to explain?
I think this map may be broken, that's my guess. You definitely can't do that on the version that I've played.
Is it only that
strange?
piece of it, or?
No, I don't know. That's weird. Maybe this is an older version, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but we got a bunch of people catching up now, because
yeah, we actually have in the lead a bit of a newer jumper, Vov and Sons. He's not new in the sense that he's new to jumping, he's new in the sense that he's fairly unknown, but look at him go, he's a very good air pogoer. He's completed pretty much all the really difficult maps, so it's really good to see him up there. I think just joining him is Zyke at the moment. And
this is an older version based on that jump 10.
So this, for me personally, is where the map really ramps up in difficulty. Just doing sort of downward air pogo into horizontal is... I sort of can't really wrap my mind around it, how to go about it, but this is where there's not many speedrun strats, except for the last jump, which Zyke is on now.
No swimming, by the way.
Yeah, it's a very sound advice there.
You should look at the frog. There's a frog here, right?
Somewhere.
It's in the boat at the start, I believe.
So I think Zyke has, I don't want to jinx him, but he's done it.
Oh, very, very good. Oh, no CP.
Yeah,
the cap doesn't work. That's okay.
Where is the frog?
It's on the right.
I thought it was behind one of the pillars.
Pretty solid race though. Looks like,
Shout out to Crockett for flaming me, even though he didn't want to be here.
Bob just finished it as well. It was a pretty good race.
Yeah, that was good.
Races, dude. They're so good watching like people lose a bit of momentum, then suddenly you see someone race through to like 2 or 3 in a row, and then you get some people go, I don't know. This is just phenomenal.
Yeah. Also, the maps have been great. Like,
oh, that one
was absolutely gorgeous.
I think it's a shame they're going through it so fast.
Yeah.
The lighting was just
outstanding. Can you guys just like
can you
be a bit worse,
slow
please?
down a bit. Come on, we want to look at these pretty maps.
Slow down and take
we exactly. And I'm going to take in my environment by looking at this beautiful donation from Puppy Loaf. We all love puppies. Everyone loves puppies.
Yeah.
No message, just Puppy Loaf, £10. Thank you.
We also got a donation from Sprinks. He says, dab on disabilities. Did you... Okay. That's Thank though. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. And we've got more.
Yeah, Valix coming in with the £25, the Earth GB pounds, saying, not enough wall pogo.
If you're into it.
I mean, if that's your thing,
yeah,
I'm
sure.
not going to shame you for it, but, you know.
I mean, debatable. And we got 15 quid from Ornabug saying, thanks for hosting these events. Really makes me love TF2 more and more.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you also love TF2.
I know, yeah. Every single event brings me back to... Not back to the game, but, like, further into it. It's
that's great.
And we have another £10 donation here from Crate. With a heart.
Oh, just a heart. I love the hearts.
Oh,
and
thank you.
Leek says, great stream. Great course, great stream even. Keep up the good work. Smiley face. And 13 quid.
Amazing. So
Thanks for that.
we've got about half an hour left. Get me off camera. I want to see these jumps.
So, with 30 minutes left, we still do have plenty of jumping content. And I think, Super Chuck, what do you have for us?
Sprays are disabled on stream. Sorry, Chuck.
Oh no.
Someone take a picture of it.
We don't want to see your
very
spray.
sad. I'm very sad.
The spray Chuck has for us was a very nice drawing of Hugs 2018 featuring jumpers that he made in the finest of image editing software, MS Paint. But yeah, here's Super Chuck on Flow, one of his favorite maps. Chuck, why'd you choose Flow?
It's a good map.
It is it is a good map.
It's very clean.
We have a completely... Yeah, so Shunix, the one you just heard talking, of course, very unbiased opinion of this map. Just ignore the fact that it's his own map. I do agree that this map's very good, though.
It's a lot better than the previous version.
Yeah, Shunix's magnum opus, to be honest. It's honestly the best Shunix map I've ever played. Maybe his new one will be a bit better, but it has a lot of...
Fizzy drink.
Fizzy drink's very good as well. This map, one of the reasons I like it so much, it has a lot of speedrun optimization. You can actually do some very, very crazy strats for the beginning portion of the map, and you can just fly through all these jumps basically without stopping. There's a lot of skips and a lot of ramps. It sort of slows down on the jump where Chuck is at the moment, which is a C-tap. A C-tap into wall shots.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone one-shot that Chuck. You want to explain that?
Not really.
Alright, that's fair.
Basically, Chuck is just a cheater.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, is that he was just cheating. I wasn't sure.
Let's not go into that.
Chuck, I have a very special request from a good friend of ours, Crockett. Chuck, do you want to know what that request is?
No.
Alright, well, I don't blame you personally.
This is a very hard jump to do legit, and even looks like it's pretty hard with this cheat as well. I wouldn't even call this a cheat. This still looks pretty hard. Very precise wall shots.
Just gotta hit the speed shot, dude.
Very precise wall shots, and you only have 4 rockets to do it in, so you have to do it fast as well. You bonk your head, you're dead.
You really have to maintain a balance between height and speed. So you can't go too slow, otherwise you won't get to the end, and if you go too high, you will bonk your head. Very good stuff there from Chuck. This map has a lot of wall shots. I think the last 3 or 4 jumps have been sort of tough wall shot jumps, but they're very entertaining, and I think really just they're like very practical as well. If you
Hey Scotch, how many dogs do you have?
I thought
one.
Dog was the dog aficionado here, Scotch.
Yeah, well, it's not even my dog, so technically 0.
Not only is Scotch, he has to talk quiet, he also stole a dog for the stream.
That was a nice ramp bug by Super Chuck there. He's very good at those, as we've mentioned.
I love ramp bugs.
They're his
This is a cool jump.
This might be a bit,
precise jump.
so it might be a bit late now, but to go back to Fizzy Drink, that map was actually made during an event called Jump Jam. Does anyone want to talk about that?
I can do that. So, Jump Jam, I forget who hosted the first one, or like
Pants.
organized.
Pants.
Oh, Pants did. So Pants had this really cool idea to get people mapping, to do a map contest, kind of like similar to what TF2 Maps does, where there was just given, I think it was 48 hours, and just make a jump map. And then at the end, there was judging prizes
72.
for the best map, and showcases, all that fun stuff. And that That happened first in 2016. We had one again last summer in 2017, I believe, and Pants is debating, I think, hosting another one this year, but he's not sure. But it's a really cool event, and it gets people who might either have never mapped before, or old mappers that haven't mapped in a really long time to map again, which is really one of the neat things about it.
Yeah, I personally started mapping back in Jump Jam 2016. I got my first map done in that.
Yeah, I think my first map was also in a Jump Jam in the 2017 one.
Yeah.
Oh, I know
Sometimes you
my
get some-
first.
Yeah, let's not talk about your first one.
Chuck,
Alright.
what was your first map?
Well, my first. Jump Omega. It's the classic.
The classic. This is the, the Super Chuck classic, of course.
Super Chuck.
Mistake of a map.
Super Chuck, all your maps are classics, in my opinion.
Alright, Super Chuck's
would
actually on
have
the
to
last
agree with
jump.
Yeah, this is a pretty hard jump. There's like, a lot. You know what's funny is like jumps like this. I think this is the first time a jump like this, kind of. Not the first time, but this is like one of the most. I don't know. This is what I think of when I think of a jump like this, where jump up, pre-fire.
Definitely iconic in that sense, but I think Tori may have made something similar.
Finite. Wow.
Don't know if it was before or after, but that doesn't matter anyway. This jump is very precise. As Kitty was saying, you actually have to do the middle section incredibly fast. You probably noticed Chuck just absolutely flying across that middle platform with only 2 rockets. And that's because you do need to catch up to the rocket. The rocket's ahead of you, and you need to time it to perfection, basically. It's a really, really precise jump. Very hard.
And just because you hit the sink doesn't mean you're gonna make it. Just like
Yeah, that's right.
which is pretty unfortunate when you hit it and you don't make it, but that's what makes this hard.
So the current record for this map, I think Boshi owns
Boshi
that.
does have it.
It's not a run of the week, although it probably should be because it smashed another run of the week by famous German jumper Geist.
Geist run was offline, I'm pretty sure.
Ghost, I don't know if it was.
Pretty sure that was an offline run because
POV.
yeah, it was POV.
Oh,
He
then
uses
yeah,
show
definitely.
triggers in it as well.
Oh yeah, show triggers definitely is how you can tell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is
Super
like
Chuck, I thought you were
very
interested
close.
in getting a better time on this map.
Yeah, but not on Tempest.
Super Chuck is in a new era of offline jumpers, I suppose.
He was inspired
I'm
by
following
our
Gato,
very own
yeah.
Ungato, which we saw racing earlier.
So I guess we can explain the nuances between offline and online jumping. So we actually do allow world records to be from either. So you can actually get a world record offline, but you need to have it sort of verified by, I guess, using a POV demo and an STV. But you can't only use an STV if that makes sense. So you need both, or just a POV demo.
Offline runs are some of the best runs, I think, like, in general. You can see some really crazy stuff from offline runs, because one of the main reasons people do it is so they can play the same map without having to worry about other people, like, changing the map or anything.
Yeah, that's the main advantage over offline is you don't need to wait for a server, because while Tempest has servers all over the world, there's only so many in your region, and you're not going to want to jump on a server you get bad ping to, so that limits you, and you're obviously not the only one playing on the server, so you might just be waiting for hours for someone to finish.
There we go.
Wow, amazing stuff from Chuck there. That's really good.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
a
wild.
tough map.
That last jump, man, it's a choke.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
chokeable.
that's a choke jump for sure. That's like I can't imagine.
Hey, it's us.
Please
Welcome
go.
back.
Oh, I was just gonna say I can't imagine how many runs have failed on that jump. It's crazy hard.
It's a lot, let me tell you.
Wow, especially when I'm trying them. Quick shout out to False Underscore with the £10 donation, who says, shout out to the epic jump mapping stream False TV Underscore. also subscribe to TF2 Rap Jump Weekly ! He's very excited. Thank you for your £10 follow. Thank you very much.
And Brian, literally just a couple seconds ago, donated Corf is in a pickle, and he gave us £10 for that. So, thank you for that.
Cheers, Brian.
Yeah. Well, whatever you mean by that. We're down with it.
You know, one thing, just watching all this, I actually didn't realise how much time had gone by.
Yeah, no.
It's actually
absolutely
flown.
crazy.
Yeah. The combination of watching these guys, these incredibly talented guys, whilst listening to this really entertaining commentary as well.
Yeah,
I'm having a great time.
It was quite smooth as well, right? We didn't have anyone get stuck anywhere too long. It was all fast, smooth, enjoyable. Really smooth, actually.
A few ramp bugs, but
what are you going to do? We love them.
It's going to be happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm going to go home after this and do some jumping. So what's going on in Mumble? What have you got for me now?
So we
Buttery
have
smooth jumping.
We have Jump Flux by our very own host, Scotch. And Scotch, this map was chosen for the event, and Scotch has been toiling away day and night writing an essay on his creative process behind this map that he'd like to share with you all.
Alright, well, that's definitely not true. The creative process of this map was me sitting in Discord with all these guys, streaming and texturing things randomly during the 2017 Jump Jam. So, the creative process, really, this map is a collaboration between everyone in this mumble. Not made just by myself, but I'd like to give credit to Zyke and everyone else.
A little confused here. Is the race started?
Well, Zyke has.
Yeah, I saw.
The race started.
I saw Mike say something in chat, but no one reacted.
Yeah. Oh, they weren't paying attention. That's all right. We can
Well,
get on the.
Did
the
they not
Zyke
see
cam.
the? Are they not able to see that chat? Maybe.
Maybe it was too early. Maybe
CSR
CSR
might be broken.
Oh.
I mean, we see that.
Oh,
so.
no. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, none of them.
Oh,
none of them
jeez, Rick.
Oh, that's all right. I think
I
Zyke
saw
and
Max
Mesa.
countdown, so...
Alright,
Yeah, CSR
let's-
technical difficulties.
You want to restart it?
Yeah, let's have a restart.
All right.
All right, we get to see more of this very bad map, which is okay.
I just wanted to real quick. I don't know. Other people can have some input, but you want to talk about like starter jump maps? So like people who are watching this and are interested in what's going on here, maybe like how to get into it. So I was thinking like,
Sure.
yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool because like there's some pretty famous easy starter maps like Beef and maybe Above. Is that like I don't know honestly.
I think a good new one is Pump. We're actually going to have that on the stream later.
Yeah, we'll see that coming up. Very good beginner map. Basically covers every technique and does it in a whole range of variations. So there's plenty of jumps to keep you going. And
I
it
think
does start
the
off very
best
easy.
beginner map is Jump Freeze Flame.
That's true. Super tough.
I would
actually,
agree. Freeze Flame is a very good beginner map, one of the very few Tier 1 soldier maps.
One of the two Soldier Tier 1s.
The other one being Jump
Soon.
Rush.
Jump Beef.
Oh, that'll all change. Chuck?
No, not Beef. Sorry, it was Rush. What
Yeah,
am
it was
I
Rush.
thinking? I apologize.
Yeah,
All right,
please don't
well-
disrespect Beef in front of me.
We have a very
Oh,
fair
yeah.
race this time with everyone starting on time, which is good. And of course, the two Americans who had already started the race before are in the lead.
They had the practice.
Yeah, they're very,
Yeah.
very eager,
They had a
chomping at the
warm-up.
bit.
It's like, I have a question for you.
What's your question, Super Chuck?
What does the 1017 in your name mean?
Ah,
Or
Chuck,
what's-
I'm
what's the
sorry,
idea
but
behind
I
it?
can't... You're gonna have to wait till after this race to find out. I'm gonna have to leave you in suspense.
Okay, well, you're not just leaving me in suspense, you're now leaving everyone in chat in suspense.
I'm very curious as well. I mean,
It's a very interesting reason.
It's like,
I'll be
would
sure
you
to tell you
would
after
you like
this
me
race.
to guess?
No, Chuck, I don't think that's necessary.
he was
Okay.
born in 1017.
I am actually immortal.
I heard Zyke is sometimes described as a jump vampire. By
This is news
very
to
few
me.
people. Very few people say that, but I've heard it.
Possibly
Yeah, I
even
mean,
zero.
I just heard it, you know? We've all heard
It's
it
true.
now.
But yeah, this is a really cool map. I really like the look of this one. How long does it take you to make Scotch? You might have mentioned
3
it, but-
days.
So yeah, as Chuck's saying, it was made during Jump Jam, which is a time-limited event. So I only had 72 hours to get this map done. A bit less because I had to go out and do things rather than stay home all day and map.
Oh,
like I would have liked.
I thought you maybe I'm getting this mixed up. I thought you did some editing to this one after the Jump Jam, but I'm probably getting
I
mixed
added
up.
I added bonuses, but I don't think we'll see those. Hopefully,
Yeah,
'cause,
hopefully we don't.
Not good.
Hopefully we avoid those.
I'll be sure to go to the bonuses if I finish first.
Ooh, okay. You can go to the strafe bonus. That one's alright.
What color is the strafe bonus?
I don't even know. So, you just have to find out yourself.
What inspired you to make that connector there?
Well, the program called Twister, which is it's like a geometry generator for Hammer. Hammer being the software that you use to create maps. I literally just did it randomly, so there's
Alright,
that.
yeah.
But I guess to sort of round that off, a core philosophy in this map that I had, at least that I wanted to adhere to, was keeping every connector unique. So it was sort of trying to strive towards that. That made me make all these wacky things. And Zach's actually on the last jump. Very chokeable, but I think he's got it.
Yeah,
Psych.
he absolutely slammed
There
it.
it is.
Nice run. Get to
All
those
right.
bonuses.
What color? Someone pick a color, quick.
Purple.
I missed.
That's
This
green.
isn't the right
Winning
one.
green.
What?
Well, it's not the first one.
I don't. Oh, this is not it either.
No,
That's
do
not
it.
it.
It might be the fourth one.
Nope,
Yeah,
nope.
there we go.
Is
That's
this
the
it?
strafe one. Yeah, yeah.
It's like, how much do you like scooters?
I'm a fan of scooters.
You know, to be honest with you, I've actually
Where's
not
879
seen this.
when I need him?
I'm very disappointed, kiddo.
I don't think I've actually ever seen anyone do this jump. Like, I mean, I'm sure, I'm not saying it's like impossible, but I've never spectated anyone play this. It looks very
It's
good.
fun
though.
to do.
I saw Bashi do it like once when it came out.
So
Oh.
this is just a strafe bonus. This isn't actually
A lot of edge
rocket jumping
bugs.
or sticky jumping of any sort.
AI, please. Oh,
well.
oh, you need to land on the green
Alright.
things.
Yeah,
I
you
forgot.
fool.
Oh, no.
I
Oh,
think
shout
we
out
have,
to
Oh, yeah.
colors.
we have to move on.
That was a cool bit of detailing though at the end there.
How exciting. I have to say, I'm not a big jumper. I used to surf a bit, but after this, I'll have to acclimatize to watching myself be terrible. But the opposite of terrible is great. And you know what's great? That message up there from Booty Cakes with the £35.70 donation. Thank you, Booty Cakes, for saying
Thank you, Booty
play
Cakes.
on, which is what we are going to do in just a moment.
And we have another donation that came in from 8889 Super. I like the name Hugs.tf and the heart medal. Just charity in general, it's always nice to watch.
Yeah,
That's 10 quid from him. Thank you very
agree.
much.
But I want to play on.
Yeah, let's play on.
Let's play on.
It's really good to see a lot of jumpers donating. So thank you, everyone. There's a lot of familiar names in there. I think the last one was a New Zealand jumper, actually. Very close to
I
home.
thought that was the myth.
New Zealand isn't real.
Not
So-
sure about that.
So before we get started here, Super Chuck, So I have my reason, but I'm interested in what you think it is for where the 1017 in my name comes from.
Give me a sec.
Is he looking it up?
So,
It was
well,
when Rajendra Chola annexed the islands of Sri Lanka.
Ooh, Chuck, you were close, but
Darn.
actually, it was July 6, 1017, the death of Genshin, the Japanese scholar. But you were
Darn.
close. You did
Alright.
same year, wrong event.
jeez. I didn't realize you were such a nerd, Zyke, but that's good to know. giant history nerd.
Don't bully me, Scotch.
I'll deal with you later. Alright, moving on to Jump Pump. So, this is one of the maps we were talking about before as a really good beginner map. It's very recent. I think it's probably only maybe 2 or 3 weeks old. That was when this version came out. And it's sort of skyrocketed in popularity. I know a lot of people really rave on about this map. I think it's very good. It's very popular among beginners for reasons that should be a bit obvious. The jumps are plentiful and they are very easy, as you can see. But it's also popular among higher skill jumpers just because it's very speedrunnable. There's a lot of optimizations, a lot of strats you can do. You can see in the connectors there are ramps that you can slide on to use to conserve your momentum. So, very good all-round map. And I think the progress thing seems to be broken, but who do we have in the lead at the moment?
Super
Chuck's in the lead.
Chuck is on 14. I don't know if
Yeah, no,
anyone's
he's in the
further
lead.
than that. Who has the record on this map?
Good
I
old
want to say...
Teardrop, I think.
Oh, that's who that is.
I think he's in
Teardrop with
colors right now, right?
415.
So there are a lot of jumps on this map. I think that's probably pretty close to a flawless, maybe. Probably not flawless with strats, but
It's definitely a no fail, but I would imagine some of the finer speedrun strats just optimizing connectors. Not all of that.
there's a
is
lot
in the
of
run.
there's a lot of speed shot strats, which really make the map tough to run particularly towards the end of the map. But a lot of consistent jumps. Just very basic techniques, but reworked in a slightly different way, and that just helps keep the map fresh and unique. Makes it a good map to run.
Who made this map?
So I think a fairly unknown jumper, I think by the name Micahs or something along those lines.
Yeah, I
Mike
like
is right.
that.
Nice ramp bug, Chuck.
Gotta love it.
So this map should be fairly close. There's a lot of room for fail towards the end of the map. I think a lot of the jumps there people might sort of get stuck on, but a very close race at the moment. We have Chuck and Syro, 2 people in this mumble.
Hello?
Neck and neck. And
Oh,
a lot
jerks,
of...
I can't lose.
You're not Ninja Cookie Super Chuck. Come on.
You're right.
So we're pretty much in the latter part of the map. I think there's only about 10 or 15 jumps left. Chuck, knowing how to
Less
optimize.
than 10 jumps left.
That was completely unintended.
Yeah, so I
Super
think
Chuck
that jump's
is just
actually
very good at the game.
a speed shot rather than a double sync, but Chuck
Is that a speed shot?
unintentionally...
No way, that's a speed shot.
Yeah, no,
Pretty
that's
sure
a
it
sync.
is. Oh, okay, never mind then. So what I really like about this map, it kind of has a throwback to older maps where it has the bonuses, so levels that weren't included in the map run, but just as like an added extra for the map. They're scattered around the map in sort of hidden locations. We actually saw one there briefly. If you managed to catch that, it was hidden in some vents underneath the jump.
I did not know this map had bonuses.
I didn't either.
Yeah, well, that's part of the experience, really, just finding out where they are.
I think one of the reasons why hiding bonuses like that fell out of style is because people would either outright miss them, or if you'd be playing on Tempest, and on Tempest you just use a command to teleport to the bonus. So
Yeah,
there's
it's
not
lost,
much of a point into putting in all that extra effort.
That's right. It still has its place in maps like this, but definitely something that's sort of faded away over the years. I think Chuck's
I mean,
on
it's
the last jump.
always fun
He is on
to
last,
put
yeah.
Easter eggs in your maps.
That's right.
Chuck
if he doesn't-
having some of the best Easter eggs, and such
There we
as
go.
in Omega 2.
Oh, Omega 2 is a good map.
And
Very
that's
awesome
the map.
stuff there from Chuck.
Making NA proud.
We have one more map, I believe, and then I think that's about it.
One more.
That was good. Like, I could sit here and watch this, maybe not all day, because I have to go to the bathroom at some point, but for
Yeah.
a very long time.
I was just
I'm
thinking that.
still enjoying it, and
Yeah.
it is getting absolutely hot in here, but oh boy, I can keep going.
I'm probably as disappointed as chat are to see us on camera. Like,
Yeah.
no offense.
Sorry.
And I'm sorry for being here because what we're seeing right now is just outstanding. And we have a few more donations coming in, like from 879M, who has got what looks like a Toys chat message from S Archduchess. Santa Chuck says, "Choke," but spaced out. Shout out to New Zealand Jumpers. £20. Thank you very much.
There's another cheeky one. I don't know if you want to read that.
Well, the one underneath it.
Yeah.
The one from Jake's Crazy.
Yeah.
The one that says Gubbins marry me ? £5 donation. Gubbins from Hugs says thank you very much, Jake, for the donation. Really appreciate it. Gubbins from Gubbins says you came to an engagement with £5.
Right.
So
okay.
let's move on very quickly.
We're good to go. Yeah.
And go back to Mumble, shall we?
So we're having a couple of technical difficulties, but that's alright. In the meantime,
We
we can
didn't need the
explain about
Aussies.
this map. Oh, we need Australians.
In the
Anyway,
meantime,
moving
have
on
a
to the
frog.
map. We're on the frog camp at the moment. So,
Shout out to these frogs.
these frogs are scattered around on every jump, and they give you helpful hints on what to do. So this map, it's probably unlike any map we've shown today. It looks very very bland, and it's very minimalist. But this map sort of holds up in its jumps. It really has a lot of quite unique demo jumps, and I guess unique's probably a nice way to put it, because there are some gimmicky jumps, but they're still fairly straightforward. So there's two versions of this map actually. One that's even more gimmicky, but it
Honestly,
looks pretty
the newer
good.
version is better.
Sure.
I'm back because I've just got a message in my ear when I look at the screen, which is Jake's Crazy saying, "Sorry, I missed a 0," with a £50 donation. Thank you so much, Jake. You know I love you. You know I appreciate you. You know we all think you're fantastic.
And things are looking a bit better now.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we're about ready to start. What's the go, Mac? Are we alright? Oh, we are currently restarting some servers because the CSR plugin has died, but I think we're alright to go now. So we should be starting soon. So this map, it has a world record from Super the European, but I believe it had a run of the week from Zyke 1017 in this mumble.
I had a very bad run of the week a good, long time ago. But yeah, Soup has the current record, but it could definitely be improved, I'd say.
Yeah, this map's quite lengthy. A lot of the jumps are really long and quite tough, so lots of room to improve there, and lots of optimization that I'm sure hasn't been made.
Button jumps as demo are notorious for being kind of annoying.
Yeah, they're not the greatest addition to a map, but thankfully these button jumps are fairly straightforward and quite forgiving. So it's alright for these guys. I'm sure they have no issue. So I guess the main theme of this map is pogo. A lot of the jumps are just long pogo jumps. The difficulty comes later in the map when we have air pogo, much the same as a regular map. This map was quite difficult to run as far as I can recall. I haven't played it in a while, but there's a lot of optimization that can be had with air pogo. So
yeah, that's one
that's
of the
also,
main reasons why I said Soup's run could be improved, because it doesn't have many of the air pogo strats.
That's right. So a lot of these jumps can just be completely skipped. They're very big, they're very open, which always allows for these sort of crazy air pogo skips. Kind of like what we just saw Mesa Tech do there, where he just skipped all of those pogo platforms in favor of some air pogo. So there's a lot of that, and that's really what sort of lends this map a favorable position in, well, at least for me, I quite like it because of that. So another jump where Mesa Tech skips a lot of the annoying pogo to do a little bit of air pogo. So you can probably see the frogs every now and again. The frogs really help with the map's aesthetic, at
Tie
least
the map
in my
together.
opinion. Yeah, you really complete the map, make it a map.
No one would play this map if it didn't have all those frogs. I mean, not that anyone plays this map.
I think that's right. So in the lead, I think we have Soup and Mesa Tech actually on the same
Very
jump,
close.
and Zyke and 879 coming right up behind. So this is probably the first of the really gimmicky jumps. It really throws a lot of players off, but basically there's a button there that activates some reverse gravity. So you fly up and then eventually slow down and are forced to vert. So it's quite off-putting because the player isn't in control of what's happening there. They're sort of at the mercy of the gravity trigger, unfortunately.
Demomen are also notorious for being terrified of buttons.
That's right. So
Buttons are the worst thing in demo jumping.
any map that has buttons for soldier is generally a nightmare for demo. So a lot of the time there's sort of button helpers as in players that are willing to give up their time to shoot the button for demo. Thankfully, this map is demo friendly. Of course, it is a demo map, so you would expect that. But
it'd be very funny if this map had buttons that demo could not do. But
yeah,
newer maps are
that's a co-op map idea.
Newer maps are actually coming up with ideas like to make demo button jumps okay. Like, you know, some maps have like some soldier maps have like buttons that demo like it automatically puts you through or whatever.
it might just be because Soup is on the European server, so it could be the plugin just having a couple issues.
Despite this plugin being absolutely amazing, it's still, I can only imagine it's absolutely terrifying to work on.
It's
And
very
it's a
much
whip.
still in development.
This is I feel like CSR is kind of like the holy grail of jumping. Like, you know, we've been wanting something like this for a very long time, and it's still being worked on, but it's very exciting.
According to AI in the game chat just now, 2.2 thousand lines of code so far.
Not bad.
Does anyone know what jump we're on? I'm not very well versed in this map.
We're on second
17.
last. So this jump's really long. Like, it's kind of insane. This is where a lot of the air pogo optimization can come from. And Soup is just doing it like ridiculously fast. So
Okay, and
just-
here's the real question: who's gonna be doing the bonus?
I'll do it first try.
We can get.
All
we
right,
could-
Zyke.
Do you think we could drag Crockett in here? Force him to
maybe.
play.
Let's bring back the classic Jorge Leia.
Oh, that would be, dude. That would be so exciting. You know, the comes out of the darkness to do the bonus
Yeah,
on Glassy
he's
Dove.
back.
So Soup's actually on the last jump, and it's another really long jump with forced air pogo in between. So you need to do air pogo at the start and air pogo at the end, and air pogo right where he is now, doing a vert. and it's just such a test of endurance and mechanical skill. But
That's the end right there.
I think
Let's see it.
we're about to see the map end.
I've seen Soup do these, and he
Yeah.
destroys it.
Wow, that's crazy. So probably, I don't know how accurate that timer is, but 6 minutes is like only a minute off the world record. So very cool.
Yeah, that timer can't be
Record
too
is like
inaccurate.
that timer. I think is maybe like 20 or 30 seconds off. I forget what the record is.
The record's like 5 minutes something. So
I think it's like a mid 550 or like a mid 5 minute time. I think.
yeah, really good run from Soup. Actually, that run was
Looks
very
like
good.
Soup's gonna do the bonus for us.
Oh, this is very easy for Soup as well.
We're pretty much nearing the end of what we have to show today. I guess Soup's rounding it off. Soup's rounding it off with well, he was going to round it off with the bonus, but that's alright. So that's about it from us today. So
That's all we wrote.
would anyone like to say anything? Any shoutouts?
We should plug TF2RJ Weekly one more time, where you can see a bunch more of high quality jump content from us jumpers.
Shout out. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say a shout out to Chartreux and Sami Zayn, the wrestler.
Also, I'd like to shout out the Tempest podcast, your up and coming jump podcast, where we talk about we have jumpers hang out, talk
All
about
things
some jump
jumping.
stuff. Yeah, it's a good time.
I'd like to give a shout out to jumpacademy.tf. If you want to learn some of this stuff that you saw today, you can go there. We're very much focused on beginner jumpers. We have a brand new map that's been in the works for 2 years coming out pretty soon.
Fingers crossed. And
Fingers
I
crossed.
guess to round it off, my shoutouts, I'd really like to thank Mac and AI, because they basically are the backbone of this event. It couldn't have happened without them, so many thanks to them. And also to Jump.tf. It's where you can sort of find most of the community members that you've seen today. And yeah, thank you very much for having us.
Wow. I'm actually kind of speechless.
That was really good.
I'm actually sad that's over as well.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I'm glad we got some other amazing things coming up, but
While
jumping segment as always.
the boys are still here,
Oh yeah.
thanks to Chuck
Yeah.
for his donation. He gave us 25 quid,
Oh yeah.
saying, one thing I've learned from jumping is that spaghetti goes well with a side of onions.
Sure. You know what?
Oh, and there's your boy Mac
There
with
he
the 10 quid
is,
donation.
with the £10 donation. Mac saying, much love to everyone. Take my money. And we will, Mac, we will. And there's one more from Mia Kitsune who says, if someone does this jump map with Pyro Jetpack, I will donate £100. Thanks for your £15. I'll get that done off stream. Don't you worry about it. You chuck the 100 in. We'll all sort it out later. And very last one from Nick, Tempers Podcast, £15. Let's jump to a short break.
I like that.
And then, well, I can't say jump again. Rock, bounce,
Bounce, yeah.
bounce into the into our arcade section. I believe is up and coming. Should be very exciting. Some nice video games with nice people. So, see you in a minute. Don't go anywhere.